this is a Pelargonium triste, and it's actually like developing its sort of leaf structure, and it just looks so cool. I mean, it's hard to sort of focus in on it, but it looks almost like some sort of pine almost. And I haven't really seen any visible growth with the caudex of it here, but I love just the shape of it. It looks like a little guy, or like a little mushroom or something. So yeah, I mean, everybody's doing pretty good in here. Oh yeah, this is an Oreo Series Trolleyi I got from Lowe's, and I love it. It's a beautiful plant, and I like how the whiteness of it sort of matches its pot. And you see, I put the Haworthia retusa cluster in the spiky pot because it definitely needed uppotting. I'm hoping that the cluster makes it. It has like such severe stress coloring on a bunch of the different pups, and there are so many that I don't know how it's going to fare in the long term. But I've been watering it more so that maybe it'll get some more green growth. And same with this guy, because you can see that there was some crisping going on. So I put a little bit more organics in the soil, and I potted it, and it seems to have stopped dropping leaves, so that's good news. And yeah, everybody's doing pretty good in here. I'm liking how it's looking. This ficus ginseng just wants, like, it has so much new growth since I've put it in this window, because I think it was just too much for it under these lights. It was too much light. I have some nasturtium growing. I heard it was a good edible, and I kind of like how these circular leaves of the nasturtium mimic the circular leaves of the Stephania, and they're not, I don't think they were related, but they do have a very similar, like, sort of pink stem with a round circular leaf on top sort of design. So having them next to each other just looks really cool. I don't think I've ever really showed y'all my my music setup, but I've got some equipment here. This is a pocket operator which makes beats, and I'm not sponsored or anything, but when you like make a beat with it, like a little like animations will happen on the screen. And there's a bunch of pre-saved beats that you can sort of modify and put a different tempo to in here. And then I also have a different version of it called the Knockout, which allows you to take like sort of samples from the inboard microphone and mix them into the beats, which is kind of cool. This is a Meowsic cat keyboard that's been circuit bent by a guy called Moth Hunter Mods on Etsy. And what circuit bending means is that they took a kid's toy, a cat keyboard that a lot of people have, and he put a jack in it. He made it able to be looped, and he put a couple effects too that are ran with these dials and switches. And this keyboard is interesting because it has a bunch of different beats in it. So I could like I can plug this into my RC505 loop station here, and like loop the beat that's in the cat keyboard, and then even loop some keys on top of the beat. And this is a microKORG, which is a really nice synth. Has a bunch of sounds in it. I know that, well, I think that you can put your own sounds in it, but I have not yet done that. I don't really know what's involved with doing that. But then I got the MacBook Pro to kind of, you know, put, if I want to like put music on there, I can do that. And I got the audio interface that everybody has, the Focusrite back there, and my oscilloscope, which I used in the last video, is really cool to look at, really fun to use and visualize sound. And I really only used like one dimension, sort of like on the last video, kind of using it more as like one of those visualizers that like the old Windows XP visualizers would have. But this can also do like two axes. Like it can work on two axes, which can make sort of actual shapes, like interesting shapes. Some cool work has been done with it on YouTube before. I'm not really there yet with it, but it is really fun to play around with. And yeah, my pedal situation up here is some of these I got from my old band, and there's a lot of bay ringers, which are not super high-end pedals, but they do the trick. And then these earthquaker devices are my favorite. This is a like a reverb, and this is a distortion. And we got the bay ringer Hell Babe over here, which is a cool pedal. I think the rhythm guitarist in my band used to use it. And yeah, I mean, I sort of like to play keys and guitar on beats without having to sort of switch them out, like chord wise, and like interrupt everything, turn it down, turn it back up. So I bought this like cheap little USB powered mixer, which I have the guitar and the synth going into, and I can turn it from mono to stereo from each channel, and turn it up and down. It's not the best. I should probably figure out another mixing situation because it's just really cheap, and I feel, and like if you have these dials turned too low or too high, it can really cause problems. So it's really a weak link in the system because it's like the cheapest Amazon had, I believe, but it does the trick. And also just for chord management, I have this power supply, because not only can it power all these pedals, but it can also power this and this, which is really helpful. Like the DC is the same voltage needed for all these pedals. So I have like seven different things that can be plugged in all at once and be powered at the same time, which is really cool. And I've been using this tripod that really is for my camera to hold both of the pocket operators, because they don't really have a casing on them, and I kind of want to protect them from anything being like set down on them or cracked, or they seem kind of fragile to me. they're just kind of exposed circuitry going on. So but that's how they were designed. And yeah, we'll get back to it. I can't believe I forgot to share this, but my turbinicarpus yarnegii right here made a flower, and it was really beautiful. And honestly, this is sort of a confidence booster for me, because turbinicarpus I felt were maybe outside of my comfort zone difficulty-wise growing. And while the Schmeidichianus did die, it rotted. I tried to save it with grafting, but it didn't work. This one seems to be healthy and more sturdy and growing and flowering, and it really makes me happy.